What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It is episode number 37, returns today on the back of the season opener. We had the opening day victory in the Premier League, 3-1 away against Brentford, and we made 3 new signings as well. Obviously, we brought in Fraser Forster as a veteran backup goalkeeper, so we're trying to loan out our youth goalkeeper this year. We also signed Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace as well, and of course, the big signing, club record transfer, highest contract in club history, Goncalo Inacio arriving from Bournemouth as well. Today, loads to get through as we'll wrap up the transfer window. There's just shy of 86 mil in the budget, so I do believe we'll make another signing, even on the back of 3 in the last episode. We'll have more games in the Premier League, including what has become a new rival of ours, Liverpool, at home in our first game at Portman Road this year, and we'll also have the draw for the Europa League phase as well. Going into it for the first time, excited to see who we'll face. We're also starting off with this as well. Jacob Greaves, out of contract come the end of the season, saying, I needed to let you know I've been reading some of the stuff that people have been saying lately about me and my future. I just wanted to ask you to give me another chance to prove I'm the right man for the job here. Well, it's going to be tough really on the back of the signing of Inacio, because don't forget we still got Jake O'Brien as well. Turned down that bid from Wolves in the last episode, as Hoffenheim put a big bid in for Mudryk, but I'm keeping the Ukrainian. It was really good for us last year in his debut season. I'm okay keeping Jacob Greaves and giving him a new contract, but I think now he's become third choice centre half here, possibly fourth choice. I'm still undecided about this, man. I really am. If he would take a rotational squad role, I think I'd keep him. But I can't give him important anymore. That's the thing. I don't want to make a promise I can't keep. I can't tell Jacob he's going to be starting all our games anymore, because quite frankly, it's just not the case. If he will take a rotational squad role, then I will keep him. And to be fair, he does say he'll take that. So, all right, okay then. So, this to me is something I definitely encourage as well. The squad roles, like if you can't give a player like crucial first team game time, I think you should consider possibly saying, in that case, I'll have to let you go. Because as we know, realistically, it is oftentimes a gripe of players when they're not playing enough when they expect to be playing. But in career mode, you know, sometimes you can just keep them no matter what squad role they're on. But I'll give them a slight wage increase for the loyalty and the willingness to take a reduction in minutes as well. And Jacob Greaves, in the end, will be staying. And as we've just loaned out Shenjalia to Braga, we'll keep our eyes on him there in Portugal. Let's jump into our first game at Portman Road this season and our second game of the season. They're becoming a real rival of ours since this save began. We always have a good battle against them, always so fun, always so feisty, and we've got them in our first game in East Anglia this season. It is, of course, Arnie Slot's Liverpool at Portman Road. Looking forward to this, and as we know, last season we stumbled out of the blocks, taking 1 point for a possible 6 with a loss in our first home game of the season. This year, trying to make sure we amend our errors and put it right this time around. Liverpool in our first game at Portman Road this season. Come on, Ipswich Town. Yeah, I do encourage trying to do contracts a bit more realistically than you need to. Just because again, it's nice to add another element of challenge, but also again to keep it somewhat realistic. Not always easy, as we know, but definitely worth considering in an RCG at least. And I don't always get that element right, but I certainly do try. And for that moment there, I'm glad that Greaves did decide to take a reduction. This has been a great build-up here as Victor Christiansen is denied, as it's still 0-0. Good start, but Liverpool still tied for now. Gonzalo takes a heavy tumble there, going up for the aerial duel, and I think it will just be a bruise as Evan Ferguson turns on the afterburners. Onan did well to get back in the race, and we're a man light at CB here. This is a bit worrying with Liverpool. All their attacking pieces. Surely they'll find an opening. They did, and thankfully Bulka ensures we don't go a goal down. Just signed him for a club record fee. First ever player on £100,000 a week. And that might rule him out for a few weeks. I think it'll just be a bruise, but at the break, I'm definitely going to take him off. Not exactly a seamless start to his career at Ipswich. And his first injury as well. Second half is underway. I've just given the ball away. Christiansen, silly, really silly. Bulka with the save. And it will drop behind for a goal kick in the end as Gonzalo still holding that shoulder. I think that is just going to be a bruise, so I've decided to keep him out there. I don't mind playing players when they're just carrying a slight knock. And normally you can tell how bad an injury is going to be based on the animation. If they're straight off, off the turf, then the likelihood is it is just going to be a 5-day bruise. But if they're down for a little longer, yeah, you're more likely to see a 4-week, 3-month injury. But of course, again, there's never anywhere knowing for sure. until the game is over. Still 0-0, but Liverpool really in the ascendancy here. Ramsey to Domenico Berardi, slips it through. Elliott in behind Gonzalo. This is where he's struggling a little bit. And Elliott belted in near post. So OP near post shots this year. And as things stand, it will be a loss in our first game in East Anglia, just like last season. Great to get the win on the opening day, but man, Liverpool, they are our main rivals in this save. Forget Norwich City, they might be our local rivals, but Liverpool have become our main rivals in this save. As Elliott puts it wide. Adli is going to be on there because there was a man keeping him on in the middle. And do you know what? If you're going to run him behind, I'm going to do the exact same thing as well. You might not score as many goals this way nowadays by playing those through balls through, but if it's on, you've got to take advantage because we talk about it all the time, man. Pace, EA have tried many different times over the course of the past decade to try and, neutralise it or at least downplay it. But at the end of the day, we all accept this, right? Pace will always be the easiest way to get chances by playing players through. Chipping, through balls, 1-2s, whatever the case may be. And if it goes against you, then you can do it for you as well. Ali with a leveller, 1-1, and I think that is how it's going to finish here. As that's once again a ball over the top, and again, man in behind, Onana is there though, and that is indeed going to do it. A draw on match day 2. Failing to win in our first game in East Anglia, but in the grand scheme of things, this is, again, main rival Liverpool. And we were a goal down going into the final 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll take the point, man. Battle back to claim it, I'll take it. But how bad's the injury for Gonzalo? Yeah, I don't know if EA have tweaked the gameplay a little bit in the patches. I haven't noticed a major difference. Maybe it's just me, but maybe there's been a slight tweak, but it still remains, if not completely similar, then similar enough to how the base game played. But for the injury, it was indeed just a bruise. So yeah, like I mentioned a moment ago there, if you see a player get straight back off the turf from an injury, and sometimes they are holding their arm a little bit, 9 times out of 10, not always, because you can never predict injuries in career as we know, but 9 times out of 10, it is just going to be a bruise. You're okay to let them soldier on. Anyway, 2 loan offers here, one for Joey, hopefully going to get him out on loan to Stoke City. Oh, that'll toughen him up there. Stoke in the Championship, fingers crossed we can get him loaned out. And again, that's why I signed Fraser Forster, so I can finally get this guy loaned out. Well, loaned out for a full year as opposed to half a year for development, and a loan off for Bates as well. So yeah, got to loan the young players out. As we know, players, they grow quicker when they're loaned out. Oh, and that's a very interesting one. Just had a bid here from our last opponents, Liverpool, for Onana. Once of Everton, of course, and they loved him at Goodison, but is he going to burn those bridges and go to Anfield? No, not on my watch. We are a Europa League team. Liverpool, I believe, a Conference League right now. And yes, they're a far bigger club than us, obviously. Because of his Everton connection, I'm not selling him to Liverpool. No way. He's staying with me. I love Onana, man. He's class. And so, as our young Canadian goalkeeper Joey Jones is off to Stoke, we'll keep our eyes on him there and see how he gets on in the second tier. Following game, away from home for our second away day this season, Fulham at Craven Cottage. And on the back of that draw against Liverpool, not the worst result in the world, but this season, if we want to be in a title race with the dynasty, Man City winning 10 of 11, these are the games we have to win. If we have a draw against a traditional top 6 side, I'm not going to matter, but against anyone outside of those clubs, home or away, we've got to get wins because the best teams always do find a way to win. Following game, Fulham away at Craven Cottage in the capital. Come on, it's switch time. Watkins trying to get away from Gonzalo, just about offloads on time. Gonzalo read it, and then, oh, what a save, Bulka. I have to say, I'm struggling a bit with Gonzalo early doors. Is he phased by the price tag? I'm not too sure. As things stand, not quite got the centre half I wanted, but it's very early days for our Portuguese centre half. Bulka to the rescue there, though, going for his first clean sheet of the season. That was big. Big save from a big man. Anyway, Wharton on his debut finds Gibbs White. Quick 1-2. No, Christensen will have it instead. There's Mikhailo Mudryk. Pegs it back into the middle. There's David Washington. His shot blocked. And Fulham get it away. And Gonzalo once again. Gotta be stronger, mate. Walker again with the save. And Onana gets it behind for a corner. He is struggling early doors, man, honestly. Watkins trying to turn Onana inside out. Can't do so. Second half underway. Still tied. As Mudryk is denied. And it'll be back heeled into Davis. I've got Wharton on the edge. He can strike him, and he's also denied as we're still deadlocked. Koleosha's taken a knock. I'm keeping him out there for now, but can we find that goal to hopefully give us this win? We need it, man. Can't afford 2 draws in a row. You want to be in a title race with the great Man City, the dynasty. 10 titles in 11 years now since this save has carried on. You can't be drawing games like this so early on into the season. Plenty of time, but gotta find that breakthrough. As Mudryk gets away. Mikhailo also denied. And we still search for the breakthrough in West London. It's all Ipswich in the second half. We just need that goal. But at the moment, it's not forthcoming. Onana to Christiansen. And he'll peg it through. What a ball. Adli on the turn. And who else but Double A? Amine Adli does it again. When we need someone to bail us out, you look for the top scorer of last season and our top provider, and he's just provided the breakthrough at the cottage. Amine Adli, where would we be without this guy? We can't rely on him all season long, no. Nikiri through to Pablo Torre. Fulham looking for one late chance with 4 to play. Can we grind this 1-goal win out? And our first clean sheet of the season on Yakuru's header, palm behind by Bulka. Inafia losing the aerial duel. I've got to say, I'm not getting on with him yet. But it's early doors, of course. Can't rule him out so early on as Bulka once again makes the save. And I said, where will we be without Amine Adli? Well, he had a tough start to his career with us. But Bulka is really turning it round. Hutchinson's got to win that. Yeah, all day, son. And that, I think, is going to do it. Ipswich, seconds away. No. Watkins off the bar. Ipswich Town grinded out. A late rally, which we just about resisted. Watkins off the woodwork. And I have flashbacks to that goal against the Netherlands in the Euros. This time, he couldn't squeeze it in. Ipswich Town hold on. 2 wins in 3. Undefeated in 3. Tough start, but we're pulling it out. Oh, and how bad was the injury for Koleosha as well? I'm hoping that was just a bruise as well. 13 unread emails. Oh, it's because we just had the... it's a broken toe for Luca. And I was going to say, we got the match rescheduled emails because we just had the draw for the Europa League. So we'll see who we got. But that's Koleosha done for 3 months. What a tough start for the Tractor Boys, man, despite no losses in 3. So in the league phase then, we will be taking on... where's the standings? It's a shame you can't get the graphic for the draw anymore. That was always so cool, but it will be... What? Well, we don't know. What? Well, that's what it must have been for. What? I'm not a fan of this. I've got to be honest, EA. Change it back. This is not cool. But there are the fixtures for you. We've got QPR in the Carabao Cup as well. We'll play that today. But also, we start off with Braga away. Then the Belgians Union SG at home. Then we've got Stade Rennais. Oh, I can't wait for that. Celtic away at Selhurst Park and Shamrock Rovers. I love facing Irish sides in Europe, man. I don't know why, but Shamrock Rovers. And then we wrap up with Torino, Portman Road in December. And in the final 2 games, keep forgetting, FC Midtjylland in Denmark. And our final game will be Shakhtar Donetsk at home. Okay, those fixtures there. We should be getting through in the automatic qualification places. And unlike last season, not the playoffs. I feel confident now. And so, as we loan out another youth player, deadline day is here. And again, we've got the money. We've got the money. There's plenty of targets we could go after as well. I'm just not sure whether it's worth doing because, I mean, Delap and Washington, they're still decent strikers, but the problem is they're not at the same level as Adli. And like I said, I think we've got to show a bit more ambition now, really. 86 mil in the budget, and I like Delap and I like David as well, but Amine Adli, his back must be hurting because he's carrying this team so much, man. He's already got 3 goals in as many games, and Delap and David don't have a goal between them, yeah, so... I think a new striker might be worthwhile. There's a lot of names on the shortlist here. A couple have already moved on though, such as Evan Nilsson, who was a target of mine going to Lazio. That's a shame. And Marcus Leonardo's gone to the Foxes as well. You've got Nicholas Jackson at Athletic Bilbao right now. I've never used him before. I'd love to give him a go. Samu might be on his way to Inter Milan. They're in the Champions League. We're not. So I think I might let that deal go through there. And then it's the Georgian, Georgia's Mikhail Tadze. I've never used this guy before, but I must say, I really like the look of him. I could see this guy playing as a winger, as well as a striker as well. I've got zero experience with this guy, and I do like to sign those players I've never used before, but he's rapid, with great technical stats, 89 dribbling, 85 finishing, and like Adli, great ball control and passing as well. Really handy for a player who won't just score, but also create as well. I've never used him before, and I might bring him in. Yep, never used this guy before, but several caps for the Georgian national team and several goals as well. We said before about how Georgia have got some fantastic young talent, and this is one of those players as well. And with Werder Bremen right now, they're not a European side. We are. I think we should be able to get him for not too much more than the market valuation. We'll go £47.5 million, and that is an interesting one. They want to go switchy, striker for striker, but I'm not ready to give up on Liam Delap, man. I'm not ready at all. Even though he'll probably drop down to like 4th choice striker, since we play with 2 up top, he's still going to get minutes, especially in continental and domestic cup games as well. And yet we should be able to get him for around £50 million. That's got what I'm going to be targeting as well. Only 8 mil over the market valuation, and in modern day football, that's not a great deal to pay for a European level striker. Georgie, the Georgian, on his way to Portman Road. Yeah, to be totally honest, I don't know much about this guy, but in the save, he's developed brilliantly, moving on from Lyon to Werder Bremen. And with the French side, he wears number 69. I don't know whether there's a story behind that. I don't know if I want to know whether there's a story behind that, but if he wants it, he can take it. And he's here at Portman Road on a 5-year deal, coming in on 76 grand a week for £50 million. Welcome to East Anglia. Georgie Mikhail Tadze. Will he be the next Shota Avaladze? Oh, there's a throwback. My Rangers fans will remember that name. I guess we will see. But again, 27 years old and still getting better. And like Amine Adli, a creator as well as a goal scorer, and that's what we need. He's got good dribbling, he's got good ball control, he can pass the ball, but also crucially, he can finish as well, as I'll keep him on balance. Amine has been carrying the slack to start this season off, scoring 3 goals in as many games. And Delap and David don't have one between them. I think Georgie is going to get quite a few this season though. I think as a partner for Amine, he's going to be brilliant. So on the back of the signing, we've still got just over 30 mil to work with, but I don't think we'll do anything with the remaining money. Let it carry over till January if we want to make some deals in the winter. Otherwise, it'll remain in our budget until the new season. One thing you might notice as well is that when you're trying to find out a player's best position, sometimes if you select them and you move them over to one certain position, you might see, for example, Georgie right now has a +1. But if you were to play him at CM, it'd be a -5. But on the wing, it's a +3. So a +2 increase on his current position. So that shows you that really he's probably better suited as a winger, and with his stats that would make sense as well. For now though, of course, we will be having him leading our line alongside Amine. Okay, alright, so I'm going to get through deadline day quickly then. I've made my signing, I've got my new striker, and that'll do me just fine. Yep, that'll do it for deadline day. I've got my new man up top, and that's all I need to do. So the top deals throughout the window were, wow, that new gen, I need to take a look at him. Fatih moving on from PSV to Spurs. I want to see him in a moment there, 112.8 mil. Caicedo leaves Chelsea after all these years to join Atalanta for 91.7 mil. And Cody Gakpo, a very interesting career path for him, going now from Liverpool to Arsenal to Aston Villa. Very interesting indeed, but I'm more than happy with our squad in this summer. Again, 4 new signings, Forster on a free. Didn't really do anything for us, of course, but it at least means we can loan out one of our young goalkeepers. But Gonzalo coming in, he struggled early doors, but Bulka struggled early doors, and now he's become an amazing goalkeeper for us, winning the Golden Glove last year. So plenty of time. Adam Wharton and the new man Georgie as well. I'm happy with this team. This team, in my opinion, is good enough to win that Europa League. It's good enough to reach the semis of the FA Cup for the first time in a save. But is it good enough to take out Manchester City? I'm not sure. A title race maybe, top 4 for sure, but I'm not sure about winning the whole thing. Right, let's do 2 or 3 more and stop short of that Europa League phase opener. Following game, Newcastle back at Portman Road, going for our first win in East Anglia this season. And it's great to get those back-to-back away day victories, but we've also got to win at Portman Road too this year if we are to challenge Manchester City. Unbeaten in our first 3 games, but now looking for our 3rd win of the campaign. Let's go get it against Eddie Howe's side. Come on, Ipswich Town. I wouldn't say we stumbled out of blocks this season. I mean, we've won 2 of our first 3 and haven't lost yet. It's not been that bad. But I guess when you've got grand ambitions, it can be frustrating when you're not firing on all cylinders right from the get-go. You know, it's Georgie on his debut. You'll find Christiansen. Keep going. Be one dummy running. So got a man on the overlap there. Oh, no. I wanted that to go to Mudryk. And that's the thing, man. How often do we say you got to be accurate with your passing nowadays? You get it wrong, game ain't going to give you no help at all. That's a cracking ball to Adli though. That's the sort of pass I wanted to play. That's not bad either. Gives White shot, easily saved by the German. And 27 minutes in, we remain deadlocked for now. Can we strive from this set piece? Change to take into who else but Adli? Even at 5'9", you still back this guy to win aerial duels because he's just got an eye for the ball and an eye for goals. 4 in as many games and he's just on fire. Goal scorer for Ipswich Town, number 28, Amine Adli. How many times have you heard that shouted out over the tannoy here at Portman Road, man? Already this season and last as well. 4 goals for the campaign in as many games. Yet he only just missed out on the golden boot last year. Do you think he's going for it again this season? Absolutely. Hassan finds him. And there he is. It is Amine. He's unstoppable. But Leno this time does stop him, getting his second. But it's the Amine Adli show once again. It's just what he does in East Anglia. Still leading by 1. Going for a second. He almost got it. Leno denies him again. Still 1-0. But could easily be up by 3. Well, for the second game in a row, Ipswich Town grind out the 1-0. And it might not be what you call convincing to start this season off, but the results don't lie. 3 wins in 4, no defeats on the board so far. Back-to-back clean sheets. Gonzalo much better after his tough start to the season. But the main reason why, it's this man, Amine Adli, once again, absolutely phenomenal. He's unstoppable. Yeah, let's do 2 more games today. Following contest, the penultimate one of the episode, QPR at home in the Carabao Cup, last 32. Once again, not fussed whether we make it through or not, because it's not a board objective. And considering what they've asked me to do this season, reach the final 4 of the FA Cup for the first time ever, win silverware for the first time ever in the Europa League, and also dethrone Manchester City after 10 titles in 11 years, it's safe to say one competition needs to be sacrificed. That's this one. Carabao Cup, last 32, QPR at home. Yeah, to me, there needs to be an incentive to play this competition, because it's like, you know, I've talked about it before, as Washington gets his first of the season, you could go all the way to the final as a League 2 side, channeling your inner Bradford City of 2013, knocking out Arsenal and Aston Villa in the process, a famous run by the Bantams, which they'll always remember. And the board would consider it the same as if you were knocked out by Crawley Town at home. It's like, no difference. It makes no difference to the board. So with that being the case, if the board don't care about it, if it's not an objective, then why should you? Do you know what I mean? It's like, that's the thing for me. If I'm EA, I've got to realise that whilst the Carabao Cup might be losing its prestige over the years, it is still technically a major honour. And if you win it, believe me, the board is still going to be somewhat satisfied. You know, Liverpool last year won it, for example. It's still a major honour. Bay to Flynn. And what a ball that is. And David gets his second, and that will do it. The backup brigade making it through Washington's first 2 goals of the season. And the board might not care. We might not care that much. But it's always good to avoid a cup set and make it to the next round. We're going through. Yep, easy money. Ipswich through, but they won't go through with the clean sheet. Forster on his debut just couldn't keep it out. And QPR get a consolation, but won't force a penalty shootout. Ipswich into the next round. And like I said, the board might not care, we might not really care, but it's always nice to go further and keep a shot of silverware alive. Now, we haven't had a draw yet for the next round, so we'll find out in the next episode. But to close out this one, our final game today, not these guys. You know we can't beat them. It's either Leicester or Leeds, the 2 big bogey teams for Ipswich Town. And heading into this one at Ellen Road, we seem to always lose when we come here, and we're there for our episode closer today, as they'll look to become the first team to beat us this season. But if we win, we could possibly close the episode top of the table. But right now, of course, Chelsea 100% very tough ask, especially with this being a ground we very rarely win at. Our final game today, looking for our 4th win in a row in all competitions and staying undefeated to start the season off. Come on, Ipswich Town. Yeah, bogey teams, man. Bogey teams. We've all got them. we've all got them. There seems to be never a rhyme or a reason for why they are your bogey team. They just are. I've seen some of yours in the comments. Southampton, Brighton, Brentford, Wolves. I mean, look, we all have them. Even when we become great teams in an R2G, we're 5-star now. We still fear the worst when we've got to go to Ellen Road or play host to Leicester City. Gibbs White denied by Schwab. As we look for an early opener to settle some nerves here at a feisty, atmospheric Ellen Road. Garner's delivery, headed away, and Davies' header just over the bar. As we remain deadlocked for now. Didn't take a nick off Oliver Skip. It did indeed. Off Oliver Skip, behind for another corner. Keeping the pressure on. But still, searching for that opening goal. When did Adli get a booking? What? Why is that? I don't remember Adli picking up a booking. Well, he's on one. Maybe for dissent, you know. Frustrated after this tough start. But there's Moses. Hassan gets away. For his first of the season, saved, but a rebound turned in. And we discussed this in the last season, and I'll say it again. Keepers now parry a lot of shots back into open play, so always be aware of that. And the most important thing to do is just hit the target. I've lost track of how many rebound goals I scored. I thought Adli was offside initially, evidently not. But it's one thing I'm noticing this year, guys, and keep note of it yourself. Get your shot on target and be aware to the loose ball on the rebound, because oftentimes it's going to come back to your forward. Look at that in the top left there. 7 shots. Only 3 on target though. The finishing clearly not there today. Had a lot of chances, to be fair. Just haven't taken them all. But as we still lead by 1. Listen, I'll take it. It'll be 3 straight 1-0 wins, but I'll take it. But against Leeds... Oh, well saved, Bulka. You just can't rule them off, man. You can never rule them out. Half an hour to go as we try and close out a big psychological victory at a very tough place to win. Gives White across to Mudryk. I've got Georgie ahead. It's a lovely ball to him, and this could be his first in Ipswich Town colours, and it should have been. The finishing today, awful. Still only leading by 1, and once more, it's just a familiar story. If Adli doesn't score, we don't win. If he does score, we probably do. I can't rely on him all season, though. Someone else has surely got to score at some point. As we remain still leading by 1 for now. And once more, for the 3rd league game in a row, just trying to grind this scoreline out. Come on, it's got to do it. It's got to do it. Final chance for Leeds. Just got to defend this. Just got to defend this, which we will, and that is going to do it. Once more, it is an unconvincing win, but a win regardless. 4 in a row in all competitions, 3 straight 1-0s in the league. Gonzalo sorting his form out after a shaky start, and the Tractor Boys remaining undefeated. Long way to go, but considering the start to last season, this has been much better. But that will do it for today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Big fan of yours. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Stuff to you all. Have a fantastic day, and we'll return in the next one with more games in the league. Aim to stay undefeated and go into pole position. We'll have the Carabao Cup last 16. Whoever we'll face, we'll find out in the next episode, and our first games ever in the Europa League as we'll go into the league phase. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.